Uncensored Radio Real Talk Roundtable. Real life, real laughs, real talk.
Do you have...
Sing on?
We're always on. Howdy, folks. Welcome to another very special episode of Uncensored Radio's Real Talk Roundtable. As you can see, we've got the four horsemen of the apocalypse here today. We have Jeffrey Emmett, who's not happy with his shirt by the looks of it, or he's being a 1920s gangster. What is it?
I hope you fucking hit a rock, bitch. Okay?
Oh, see, beautiful words. Vera, how are you today?
I'm fine. I got my
fine.
butterfly frock on.
Oh,
Got my
butterflies.
flowers.
She's just a very spring. Spring has sprung for Vera.
Spring is sprung.
And Luke, looking like the Aryan race, as I said before.
Oh, hello. Yeah, no,
The
I'm trying
entire
to
race.
dim it. Here, I'll dim it. Oh, what's going brighter?
Ooh,
Hitler's
how's that?
poster child.
You are the entire race.
I
You
don't know
are
if I can contribute to this conversation after
You
that.
are the
Of
master
course, we
race.
do know that Hitler did put homosexuals in the concentration
Yeah,
camps, so-
exactly. I still would have been in the camps, kids. Don't worry. And my little pink triangle, and probably a Star of David as well.
Not if you could
Nobody-
keep it in your pants, but we all know that that's not going to happen.
I know you missed it. We just talked about you a little bit ago on our pre-tape. We
Well,
were
Jeff-
talking. Yes, I did. What were we talking? What did I say?
We're talking about squirrels needing nuts, and you
Oh,
said it
yes.
sounded like Luke.
Luke. Yeah, he just gets caged in a corner. You're like, somebody throw him a nut. Somebody throw him a nut.
I think that's a very nice thing to say, but sure.
So, on that, today's topic is friendship.
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 Perfect friendship.
Oh, look, Vera's got a
All the
song for us
friendships
and
we
ever.
forgot.
Copyright,
Oh,
copyright. Anyway, I'll
It's
just.
gotta be in public domain.
Oh,
It's
I don't
older
think
than
so.
all of us.
I don't think so.
It's
But
older
anyway.
than me, and I'm older
So-
than dirt.
I read an article today saying that the average friendship will last 10 years.
Yeah.
So I want you to think for me. There's of course, extraneous circumstances where you have friendships that have lasted, a lifetime. But they're saying an average friendship, given I know what an average friendship is, will last 10 years. Looking back, it's fairly accurate. I from different times in your life. So I'm looking at like being at university or being at one of my jobs and da 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 da. There are people I'm still friendly with and would call my friends, but the relationship of constant interaction and all that kind of stuff has definitely died off. But then again, I have a core group of friends that are from high school, and we are not in each other's back pockets or living life, in a nucleus of I have to know everything you're doing all the time, but we are still very good friends. So that's what I wanted to open the show up today, talking about, how long is your longest friendship relationship? Who wants to go first? I choose Vera because she's a butterfly.
I have dozens of long-lasting friendships. One of the longest friendships of my entire life was my friend Joy, who I'd known since I was 4, and she just passed away from cancer last week. But I've known her forever. I'm
sorry to hear that, Vera.
Oh, thank you. But there are friendships, there are coworker relationships that I was very friendly with, but I wouldn't call them friends. They disappeared as the job disappeared. I couldn't shake Jeffrey, but everybody
Fucking right.
else from that job is gone.
Yeah, you are the only one that I if
Well,
I
you
run
and I
into
worked
somebody.
side by side alone a lot. It
Yeah.
was just the two of us for a
Oh,
year
Vera, that
or
sounds.
more.
Did you get paid
Yeah.
in suffering money for that?
We had fun.
We had fun.
I
We
was
smoked
nuts
a lot
then.
of cigarettes back then.
Yeah, and I always came to work with glitter and 3-inch heel boots on, I was ready to go. Okay.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
and everybody in the house thought you were the funniest.
I used to be. I don't know. Like now, as I'm older, I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah.
You're gone in the
He's
arse.
He's gone
Aussies
from
like
the
to say.
token fun gay to the token grumpy gay. Look at
Yes,
him.
yeah. I've
Yes,
got
he
3 kids. I'm
Yeah.
overweight. I got no fucking time for none of
You
your
were
bullshit
overweight
today.
then.
Oh yeah, that was. No, I
That's
lost
so much
all-
more brutal coming from Vera.
It is.
Well, no, because
That's
there
why I
was
was so shocked that,
that
he's so
was-
fat shaming.
around the time, like I think it was after I left there that I had dropped all the weight and got like rail skinny. Where my grandfather, we were fighting in the driveway, and I tried to run him over that one time. He was like, "You look like a fucking AIDS patient," because I bleached my hair blonde and I was like bony, you know.
Oh, I thought you were hot back then. That was a good look for you.
Right, I loved it, and I would do the twisty flats,
Yeah,
the
you
white tip.
You looked great then.
I know. I was skin and bones. I loved it, except when I went to sit down on cement and I realized, oh my God, skinny people can feel their ass bones
I know.
when
isn't
they
that
sit on a
awful?
hard. Who knew? I didn't. Horrible. I wasn't a big fan of that.
Yeah,
That's
I
probably
remember
what's-
at one of my thinner points rolling over and feeling my hip bones and going, what the hell is that?
Right?
Revelations.
I know, right?
What about you, Luke? What's your longest friendship, do you think?
Oh, look, I've got people that I'm still. I'm friends with some people still from high school years. And obviously, we were in a town, so from even primary school, we've gone through. We're not as close as we always were because lives all change. I guess every circumstances change, so we gravitate apart, and I guess that's normal. I've got some good friends that I can in Brisbane because I moved back to my hometown due to my own circumstances with having a child. And I find like I'm still in contact with them. As soon as I go to Brisbane, it's like old times. We'll all go out for dinner. We all hang out. But it's different now, you know, because
Yeah.
everyone's, you know,
Well,
everyone's
I mean-
lives are evolving all the time.
Yeah, friendship.
And we're going to talk about that in a
Younger.
second. So,
Sorry
Jeffrey?
for jumping the gun.
no.
You're going to bars every night. That's
Yeah.
different.
Jeffrey,
I kind
Talk
of
to
have
me.
like a Vera thing, right? Like one of my friends, Missy, there's pictures of us in like the kiddie pool in our diapers. And we actually, as adults, ended up doing what we did as children. We always lived kitty corner. So for most of our adult life, we lived on the same street, kitty corner. Like I would find an apartment and be like, bitch, come on, you gonna rent this, you around the corner, right? And so that's what we did. And now she's in Pennsylvania and I'm in Missouri, but we're still talking because that bitch sells Norex and I'm obsessed with the washcloth for the windows because you just need a little water. It's fantastic
And
stuff.
you know what I love is the bath mat. That thing sucks up 10 times its weight.
Oh, I haven't tried that. I'm just obsessed with
man,
all the
I'm
kitchen
thinking about
rags.
getting a few more.
oh my
And then
God, do we have a
I-
sponsor yet?
No, I wish. The dusting cloth, it's like an
Ah!
oven mitt. You put it on your hand.
I know,
It's
yeah, I had that
fantastic.
one.
Can we
I
just
love-
take stock for a second that you guys are talking about stuff for the home, and this is why friendships change? Because I'm sure you weren't discussing this shit 20 years ago
No.
when you were
We
picked
were
out at the
not.
bar. You
Yeah.
know?
Exactly.
Oh, I can't wait to try my new bath mat.
We were talking about Dante's dick.
and your drag show.
Oh, look. No, we're not talking about that.
No, listen, because it's true. Because when we worked together, so that place, the folks would go to bed, you know, and then like you'd have nothing to do because you would do everything beforehand and
Right.
whatever. So they're in bed. So I would, I worked 2 to 9, which was perfect because then I would get ready in the bathroom and get into drag, and I'd walk out of that bitch in full drag and then go to Syracuse all the time.
And I worked 4 to 11, so I was there left after Jeff took off for the bar.
So you got to see both Jeffreys.
I
That's lucky
did.
you.
Well, that's my little nieces. They knew that Uncle Jeffrey would go in the bathroom and Aunt Whoopi would come out. Like, they were, and then she's the one in first grade. The teacher was like putting words on the board and they had to write a sentence. The teacher wrote queen on the board. So what does my little first grader niece do? Raised their hand all excited. She goes, drag queens wear wigs. And all the kids were just kind of looking, and the teacher was awesome, right? Like her and I bumped into each other in circles. We've always, and so she comes out, she's like losing it. I'm like, oh, what happened today? And she's like, so.
Nowadays, if a kid said that in class, they'd all be like, yeah. Because there's so much in mainstream now.
Maybe.
Like little kids know what a drag queen is.
Yeah, nobody else do.
You know, I have something that may be very unique in that we've grown up in this small town forever. We have generational friendships. People that I went to high school with and then I went to college with, their children and their nieces are friends with my niece and my nephew, and you know, people that hung out with my mother, I'm friends with their children. So we have like generational friendships as well.
Yeah, that's true. It's very true.
You know?
I think that's cool though, because as we were just discussing, things do change with time. When you are in that like young adult teenage era, your friends are your support system, because they're going through the same experience. But when you are, you get to this adult stage of life, who are your friends now?
Obviously,
usually
not the kid from kindergarten who was in love with my husband and tried to help in my marriage. They used to be on the show. We'll call him Woodstock. Just saying.
Yeah. Yes, well, we all know Woodstock.
And how did that friendship go?
What?
How's that friendship going?
I can't wait for that motherfucker to die, and I hope it's painful. And everybody's like, "Oh, don't say that." I'm like, "Why? I mean it."
I'm not
There's no
shocked.
reason I gotta keep that in my
shocked
head.
by anything you say.
There
I'll
was
tell
a
you not
friend
to
of
say.
mine in high school who I thought was my best friend, and then she took away my boyfriend. And when I asked her how she could do that to me, she looked at me and she said, "Well, it's your fault. I wouldn't have known what a nice guy he was if you didn't tell me."
That rotted bitch. Well, that's
Bitch.
so Missy, the one that I've known since we were in diapers. In high school, she's the one that we were dating the same guy.
Yes, I remember this story.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel you, girl. I feel you. But it was okay. I mean, we were mad at each other for a few years there, But
Well,
when you probably should have been mad at someone else. But anyway.
Right.
in hindsight, she did me all the favors, but
But especially with you guys as parents, a lot, and I've noticed this a lot. You kind of get caught up in your world of, you've got this job to do that's raising children. And it's the same when you have like a high pressure job, or you're very committed to what you do. Your friendships kind of fall by the wayside, and you end up finding either, your kids' friends' parents end up somehow being your friends, or your workmates. No. Yeah, your workmates can end up being your friends. I completely
agree. Like I have
trying to make friends as an adult.
Yeah, I have work friends. We laugh and we have a great time. I've got someone messaging me right now for her lunch order because she wants me to bring it back when I come back. She ain't missing an opportunity. We get along great, and I also find like my kids' parents. I find a lot of them are a little bit more friendly with each other, and I think it's just a mum thing. Like the mums are all together, and the dads don't usually all hang together as much. And I find because I'm like a single dad, I'm like no one's ever rude to me, and I get along great with everyone. But I'm not really, I ain't go over to Sally's house for cups of teas and things like that. That's just not happening. And I think I don't know why that is.
Does that happen? Does that happen anymore? Like
I think they're going to wine slushies.
Yeah, I was gonna say we didn't have tea. We were drinking wine and shit. Like that bitch came over, brought her kids, and 3 bottles of wine. I was like, all right, sister, let's head up in here.
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah, on the odd occasion that I catch up with my friends, it's like, look, everyone's busy. They've got kids. They've got jobs. Like we've got this. That is a separate job in itself. That we've all made random friends. I would consider everyone that we're on a panel with a friend. So
definitely.
it's different, but you know, you fall back into patterns as well with your friends. So like,
Well, I think
we'll catch up every couple of months, but as soon as
Right.
everyone's had about 3 drinks, it's like nothing's changed. It's like,
Like the
okay,
cast of
I
Friends.
know this.
Yeah, well, Jane and I have been friends for 38 years.
Yeah,
There
see,
we go.
I mean, and we can go like a couple months without seeing each other, but you know,
I
on
think
a
that's
random
the
Tuesday in any given month, I can send her a text and say, "Hey, look what I found."
Yeah.
And
But
But all
isn't
you
that
guys
the-
have stayed in your one location, right? Except for Jeff's in Missouri right now. But you've all
No,
pretty
I've
much
moved.
been.
well, I mean,
You have?
I've lived
Yeah.
different
Oh, you did.
places,
Yeah, you did.
but I
You
always
did.
come back.
Yeah.
I-
Well, I
Yeah,
went.
me
I left
too.
for 10 years, and I found when I came back, everything was different, and that was, you know, and my life was different, you know, and a whole heap of shit's been under the bridge by then too. Hey, like in everyone's life experiences. So when I came back, it just wasn't the same, and then when my responsibilities all changed, yeah, I found a lot of those friendships dissolve. There's no bad blood,
But
but
they
it's
may
just
come
not.
back. You might be surprised that if they don't come back to you. I wouldn't be surprised.
I would say the same though, Luke. I was only gone for 2 years, and a lot of stuff changes. Like,
Yeah.
if you're not in someone's life, you know, regularly, things change without you really noticing.
Like my
But
friend
I
Joy,
think
who
the-
just passed.
the-
You know,
The measure of a good friendship is someone that you can pick up with where you leave off, right?
yeah,
Like you were
yeah,
saying, Vera.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
So go, Vera.
Joy-
Sorry. Before.
That Joy, who just passed, she started a family right out of high school. I went to college. You know, we did drift apart. There were years where I did not see Joy, but every single time I saw her, there was nothing but love for her. You know, it's like, oh my God, Joy, how are you? And it's like we caught up, we'd catch up, we'd check in with each other on occasion. But yeah, there were times when years had passed, but there was always love and there was always friendship. And she knew that she could call me, and I knew that I could call her. And if we needed anything, we'd show up.
See, this is what's so weird to me. It's like we're talking about all this, right? And then you have people that constantly ask actors, like when I just said friends, oh, are you guys friends in real life? Are you still in touch? Like if you have work friends and you leave that job, it kind of just shifts, right? And how many of us remember all the people or hang out with the people that we worked with 20 years ago?
Just
Some,
you and me.
but some.
As for work friends, it's really
Right.
just you and me that I still hang with.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But-
So, like, for people to think that a cast of people who are on a show for whatever, like, it's just not realistic.
No,
Yeah, this bitch. These two
theater-
motherfuckers.
Theater is an artificial. What's the word? You create an artificial
The environment. It's like
Yeah,
you have
and
show
you-
friendships. That's
You
a great.
have show
Yeah.
friendships, and you are all completely tied to that one.
You bond
mutual
very
goal.
quickly over a very
Yes.
short amount of time, and then
And then you always
2 weeks,
have that
2 or 3
shared
weeks after that
experience.
show, you're like, wait, what? Like,
Then you
where'd
get that.
where'd
Well,
they
that's-
go? Where'd
That's
those
part
people go?
of my multi-generational friends is like I did theater with their parents, and now my niece is doing theater with their children. You know, I did theater. We've dolled on theater forever. You know, we've all bonded over a singular activity.
He's always too shy. Like, I can't sing, and all we ever have is musical theater. Like, bitches, hello, what about us motherfuckers that can't sing? Can't we do a comedy?
We did lots of comedies.
I ain't never seen one.
Oh, well,
I haven't seen one.
Okay, in fairness, I haven't seen any in the area, so I should probably shut my mouth.
Yeah, you should.
I've only been to that. We
Then
got
you
this.
did not see me in my theatrical what's the word I'm looking for? Pinnacle when I played the lizard.
Oh,
That was
the
my
lizard.
favorite roles
Something was
of
going
my
on.
whole entire life.
The lizard.
Playing the
I
lizard.
love it. So, I think that there's a lot of pressure put on the role of friendship by not only media but social media as well. I think when you're on Facebook, a lot. I don't know. This might just be me because my friend, as I said to you, I'm very close with my friends from high school, but I don't see them every week or every month or every couple. Like, we will pick up where we left off, but it's not. We don't feel the overarching need to,
Right.
be in each other's faces every day and have to know the ins and outs of a cat's asshole just to be considered good friends. That I don't think that's the measure of a friendship, is how often you see each other, because I would tell, they know a lot about me, but I don't need to have constant interaction with them for them to know that they're my friends.
Well, look,
Right.
I mean, when we did the first show, the girls and I hadn't met, but we had done the show at that point, I think, for over a year. And we talked every day, all day. Though, like the Karen, and yeah, we talked constantly.
And now that one.
Right. So, I mean, we really were best friends. Like, that's the girls were invited to be in the wedding because they were so predominant in my life by that point. Like, they were the people that I talked to constantly because we did a show 5 nights a week. And it was just, but I think it made the friendship probably stronger because it was really based on mutual love of each other. We had,
and it's not based on it's not based on anyone else's perception of your friendship either. Like, I think that
it was work, and Karen and I
it's work.
drifted apart. We're not as close, like she's doing her thing, I'm doing mine. Like Katrina and I, obviously, because she's still doing the show, like we talk at least 3 or 4 times a week because she's calling me, telling me all her crazy stories.
But it's exactly like Luke and I randomly met on PlayStation. Do you know what I mean?
When I was on parental leave,
I've never met any of these people in person, but I still talk to them
A lot.
Like, I talk to Luke every day. I've talked to Jeffrey nearly every day now. I talk to Vera a lot now. Like, having gone from not knowing any of you in the space of, oh God, it's nearly been 12 months actually, guys. Yeah. Going from being this random person that's just been thrust into this, and then now I know
Jeff,
all
you
of these
only
people.
knew each other
You know what I mean?
through the show. And then when you and I only knew each other through the show.
Right. Yeah.
And when I came over,
everybody
it was like
we
everyone thought I was crazy and that I was going to be like, my child was going to be sold.
Too.
And
I'm
but,
like, okay,
that's
but
what we do here in America. We steal children and sell them.
We had been
that
on
was
Facebook
exactly the narrative.
And been friends since
like
2012. So it was like, dude, I've known this. I mean, I've watched his life and him have kids, and I've had kids, and his relationship ended, my relationship ended. Like, we've talked throughout it. So why wouldn't he? Like, what am I don't know. It's just weird to me.
Like,
we were fine though, Jeff. It was when I got there, Jeff was like, straight away, he was very just like, he's like, do you feel like a drink? And I'm like, because it's like jet lag. I had heaps of crap going on during those flights and connection and delays and getting cancelled. And so he's like, do you need a drink? I'm like, yeah. So we started, and it was just like knowing each other that whole time in person. It was just nothing. Well, Jeff, it was like.
Well, that's what people like. I tend to have that happen to me though, and then I'm like, okay, listen, no, we're not doing. Like, I can't because too many people, and I'm like, listen, my circle is kind of full right now. Maybe you could come back around in a month. I don't.
Well, I will.
But
say
I was
this.
amazing though. He let me stay in the circle.
Yeah.
You break trust with me. It takes a lot for me to get mad, but when I get mad, done. There are people that I have out of my life with an axe.
Been on the other side of that, and oh girl, she was cussing me out there one day, and I'm like, wait, what happened? I'm like, I don't even know what's going on.
Well, Vera, actually, Sandy has been on the show recently, talked about self-care, and Jeff, her, and I quickly touched over a door slam with people that you feel are toxic to you. Like, if they've crossed to the point you don't feel that it's no longer feasible to be friends with that person, it's quite fine. It's healthy, it's healthy just to slam that door and say, you know what, it's done.
Yep, I will slam that door.
People
we're done.
are so weird about it. Like, people judge you for cutting people off, and especially if it's your family. Oh my God, like, just shut the fuck up. I don't care.
She's a bitch. What's her problem?
I don't care what you think.
She just went way over the top, and she doesn't even talk to me anymore. She must be jealous of me. I've heard it all. No, bitch. The problem was you were always jealous of me, and I'm done listening to your shit. Bye bye.
Oh, kind of like my mother.
Yeah, it's part of growth because
Yeah.
friendship. You have friends for a reason. Like your friends are your friends for a reason. When you grow and you change, sometimes your values or your wants or your needs don't match up anymore. So it's perfectly reasonable, in my opinion, and in Sandy's opinion, that those friendships change and your needs change. So you find yourself gravitating towards different people, or
And
away
our
from a certain
demeanors
friendship.
change as well, because when I look back at my early 20s, I was very much a yes man. I was I was quite timid. I wasn't
I took a lot of
outspoken.
shit.
Like now, I'm complete opposite. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
I-
Vera, you're
shit.
very similar.
I took a lot.
I don't know about
of shit.
Jeffrey. I have a
wrote
feeling
down.
Jeffrey's always been a bitch.
I have, but I've calmed down a lot though. Like the character that was me in my 20s, like that, I'm not.
Do you go on the opposite?
Yeah, I've calmed
You're
down.
more
and,
chilled.
I was more social. I was, I don't.
I was far more social. I mean,
Yeah.
we were
But
talking
I
at
think-
dinner tonight. I went to dinner with some friends because we're all so happy to be out of lockdown. But somebody was talking about something. I just, most of the people in this world, I don't really like people.
Right.
They're all like laughing. It's like,
There was there's a Facebook article that I read the other day saying that the age you should stop clubbing is 37.
37.
Oh
Yeah,
my
So
god!
I've been clubbing up until last year.
Yeah. So, and look, they cite a lot of different. They cited a lot of different things, but they said that for most people, and I will agree, it's money. It's you're going out and going, why am I paying this much money to be uncomfortable, like crowded, not actually have a conversation with someone? The connection level that you require after 30, after that 25-year-old 30 bracket is completely different to the younger you that would be like, oh, these are my friends because they go out with me and we get drunk.
Can we quickly go around the room? What was the age when you all stopped regularly night clubbing?
I can't pinpoint an age right now because, my nightclub got shut down.
My early dementia has.
I spent so many years at Spirits here in Auburn. That was the place to go. I could walk in there any night of the week and run into 5 or 10 people I knew. That was where I went. But it seemed to my need to be out and meeting people waned as my. What are you all laughing at?
I'm laughing at Steve because he done me in. Sorry,
my need to be out and meet people seemed to die with my uterus. Once I lost the baby fever, it's like, I don't feel like going out anymore.
No, well, why do you need to?
Right.
Exactly.
I'm trying to hook up.
I remember I was 27. I was 27. I wasn't 37. 27, and I used to be one of those ones when I club, I had a great body, and I was one of those ones who didn't care. I had a shirt off, drunk out of my mind, in nightclubs every couple of weeks.
Changed.
No, I'm fat now.
Except the club.
Oh, please.
But anyway, I was looking around one night, and I actually even remember the song. It was Full of Hearts, and I remember the I need you. And I looked around, and I was like, everyone here looks like a baby. And then I was looking at people around my age who were starting to look pretty messy, and I'm like, is this really how I want to progress in life? Is this going anywhere? And it's not as fun anymore. It was fun sort of back then. I couldn't even imagine now, if I went out, I don't know. I'm curious to see how I'd feel in a nightclub. I wouldn't go out where I'm living now if I'm back in Brisbane, just to see when.
I do miss dancing. I would like to go dancing again, but I'm not going to go clubbing to pick somebody up.
I danced this weekend for the first time in a long time. I am a notorious hermit as well.
Yeah.
I think from about 25, I was like, if I don't want to do it, I ain't doing it. oh, will you come to so-and-so's second birthday? No, I won't. I don't have kids. I don't like hanging
Evil.
around kids. I don't want to talk about kids. So I'm not coming to their second birthday. Happy birthday, here's a present. But I ain't doing
get
it.
over it.
I ain't doing it,
you
sister.
Smile one sometimes. You like her. Get out of shit.
I do. Yeah, I do. But I'm not. If I have the option of, because everything that I do job-wise is expending energy to other people, whether it's retail, it's teaching, it's this. I'm putting energy out to other people, and I don't get a lot of it back. Do you know what I mean? A lot, like, so when I want to have time, if I don't want to do something, I'm not doing it. Like, oh, will you come to so-and-so's dinner? No, I don't want to.
Well, we chatted about that with Ms. Katie Underwood.
Yeah, and this is the thing. This is the self-care thing that we're talking about.
She's learned to say no. Yeah, she's happy to say no.
I think one of the best things I've learned was to say no, because if I don't want to do it, I'm not doing it, bruh.
Listen,
I don't feel bad about it.
Karen Ashley always had a great saying, especially about friends, right? They're either a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And I feel like that is absolutely dead on.
Yeah.
So true with people.
But there are some times where you've got a friend that's seasonal that comes back and has more seasons.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I've got those friends.
I have those too, You reconnect and you hang out again for a while, for a couple months, and then it drifts off.
Well,
again.
even a couple of years,
Yeah.
We were friends for like 5 or 10 years, and then we drifted apart, and suddenly we've discovered each other again, and we're back in each other's life. And so even those seasonal friends can come back into your life, but you can't hang on to every friend you've ever had. You're gonna run out of room.
Not realistic. Yeah. And people going, oh, this person's my best friend, and this is my. It's like. Dude, I get you can have close friends, but I think the idea of this is my best friend that knows everything all about me and we are each other's soulmates and da isn't really an adult.
Like serious about that's my best friend. I'm like, you are mentally ill and I'm not trying to fuck with you. Because it's not normal.
It's a lot. That's a lot to put on someone. Do you know what I mean?
You're special ed, bro. Like, why are you fucking talking about your best friend and you're fucking 35?
I feel like I want to sing again.
Like I have a best friend, like someone that is like my sister.
You have your person. It's your person.
Yeah, she's my person. And it's not like, but I don't have to go, you can't be friends with my friend because she's my friend and I have to exist in her life all day, every day. The bitch has got 2 kids, building a house, doing all that stuff. We don't speak for like weeks now, and that's fine. Like, we used to live together for years, and like
that fighting for privacy.
Part of our we're part of each other's family. Like, she was literally she's literally the adopted daughter. So like, she's part of the family, but I don't have to. I don't feel that desperate to hold. Like, I know that she's my friend, and no matter what happens, if like tomorrow I lose a leg, I'll be like, hey, I need you to come pick up my leg. She's like, yeah, no worries. I'll do that for you, because that's what friends do. But you don't need to constantly reassure people and be on Facebook going, this is my friend. Look at me and my friend. Aren't we close? Look at my friend.
Forever. Best
my friend.
Forever.
It's like,
I do not play that primacy game.
I get in a lot of trouble because I'm kind of the bitch that they're like, I've called you like 6 times and you haven't answered. I'm like, yeah, but did you text me?
Yeah. It's like, why are you calling anyone? That's
like,
so rude.
Why are you leaving me a voicemail? Why? Like, what are we talking about? Like, text me first and tell me you got a good story, bitch. Pick up the phone. And I'm glad because I'm nosy as fuck. Like, I want to hear the scoop too. Okay? But don't just fucking randomly cold call me and think I'm going to pick up the phone.
Even between us guys, like for the show. Like, there's
no, if you guys
times
call,
that we
pick up the phone unless I'm sleeping.
Oh no, but there's times too,
phone.
like, someone might seem to drop off the radar, but that's no issue because we know that life is what it is.
Well, and
people are busy and they got things on.
We're so connected to our tablets and our phones and all that shit, Like, it's not really an option anymore to get rid of your cell phone, right? So for me, I just get to the point where I throw my phone in the bedroom and I just walk away for the day and pretend it doesn't exist because
you don't hear from Jeffrey for 8 hours and you're peaceful and everything's like, bitch, didn't have my phone. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, fucking hell.
You know,
She's alive.
I was at dinner because I had my phone in my purse and I wasn't checking it. Look at Vera. She's so engaged. She didn't check her purse at like around 8 o'clock. It's like, I got to check my purse because I got to be on a podcast soon. So
She's like, my podcast family need me.
Well, and
need
I
it.
feel like if people are around or people come over, I'm not having my phone anywhere near me because it's just like if that lull in conversation, it's such turned into that bad habit to pick my phone up and to either look at the news. And I'm like, no, if somebody's here and I'm talking to somebody, I'm not answering. I'm not picking it up. I don't care who it is. Excuse me. I try to engage in the person in front of me, and people get pissed.
think
I could not
COVID
even
has
tell
sort
you
of
what
fixed
my
that a
ringer
little
is.
bit. Because I find when people go out for dinner and stuff again now, because it's so amazing that everyone interact again, they don't want to just be on their phone. They're actually talking with each other again.
Yeah.
I've just noticed that in like the few gatherings that I've been to, people aren't on phones at all. People are really engaging in the experience.
I have fucking hated it for years. Like that was something like we'd get into a fight about in my marriage. Like, you want me to sit in here with you, but you're on your motherfucking phone. Get off your phone and acknowledge me, or I'm gonna go do something else. Like, I'm not fucking. I hate that shit. Or that one little short bitch that used to come over. She'd just be like, she wanted all your attention, and she just sit there on her fucking phone. Fuck you, bitch. Get the fuck out of my house.
Is that one? Do you like my tits?
No,
That
it was Midge. Midge. She'd be nuts. Like,
I don't
this
know
bitch,
her. I don't know
swear
her
to God,
tits.
this is why. Oh, her tits are actually on the sub shop's wall in the back when we built the restaurant. I like painted her upper body and slammed them on the wall. And we framed them. And it's probably not appropriate anymore, but we did it. No, but she was one of those friends who was very demanding, right? So I would go to work, leave the house at 7. I had a newborn. I'd get home at 10, 10:30. This bitch would show up because she'd get out of work at 11 and want my undivided attention and then be pissed when I'm like, I'm going to bed. You can sleep here. You know where everything is, bitch. You know where the guest room is. Go. You know, do what you got to do. Like, that's how my house is. Like, you can free to come in,
But
but
you're just maintaining boundaries.
like, I'm not fucking entertaining you. Like, I don't care
Right.
who you are. You need a place to stay, or you want to just get away and you're coming to my house. Like, whatever. You know where the extra bedrooms are. You know where the kitchen is. Cook whatever the fuck you want. Drink whatever you want. But, bitch, if I'm tired, fuck you. I'm going to bed. I don't care.
That's why we were good, Jeff, because, you know, I didn't need to be, like, annoying you. You didn't need to. Like, we were just doing our... It was...
Well,
I was in another country, but we're doing our own things. Then let's do this together.
Like, I think the parent thing kicked in, and we definitely took turns where there was a day you slept in, and I got up with the kids, and then I would sleep in, and you got up. Like, we fucking, like, it was, it's nice when you have somebody that
we were
gets in there,
parenting.
like, sleep, bitch, go to sleep. Like, I know you're motherfucking tired, sleep. You know, or if he wanted a nap, like, and that's a beauty. I like those relationships.
I will never forget that your family thought they were going to sell your daughter.
They really did. They're all like, you don't know this person. If you get and all these terrible things happen. And then I'm like, but why would they? Like, this is just crazy. But then, you know, it's in the back of my mind. Shit, maybe this is crazy. I don't know.
I had
like,
3 kids
right.
in businesses. Look, and then it's the lamest thing, right? But it's my little like dig or whatever. And I'm like, listen, I'm okay. Like, my best friend was a Power Ranger. I mean, how many people you know can say that?
Exactly.
He's got.
She wouldn't be okay with you trafficking children. She would stop that.
Right.
You'd have to boogie with the bear, and it just wouldn't be worth it. You know.
I'm very good friends with
Aisha won't stand for child
Little Shop
trafficking.
of Horrors.
All right, so here's a question I want to ask you guys. As your adult selves now, how do you think you would go creating new friendships? Completely.
For what?
No, I'm just.
Why would I
If
want
you-
to do that?
What's the
You
reason
might
for
need
this
to.
friendship?
You might need to one day. You never know.
I mean, are they going to do something for me? Are they working for me? Like, is it the new nanny? Like, I'll be their friend.
Let me know, friend. Because I was like, I sat down and I was thinking about it the other week because I saw someone's Facebook and I was like, oh, radio, calm down, best friends. Right. Well, I don't go out anymore. I don't like the people I see every day are the people that I see every day. There's no, like, you know, there's no new blood
I
anywhere.
still have enough people in my circle that usually will bring somebody in, and
Right.
that's kind of how they they come in.
And I'm
I think
like,
what it is
how do
that
you meet new people these days? Like that was my genuine thought.
well, I think what adult friendships are though really is that there's certain people that you just feel really comfortable with and you enjoy their company, you get along. But I think as we're adults now, we've got so many other commitments. We're here, we're there, we're there. We don't need to just hang out and like I was remembering back to the days when my mates used to come, we'd play Nintendo Wii and that. Like, I don't really want that anymore. I don't want people coming to my house. Like, I've got too much to do. So, but I do enjoy adult relationships through work, and that's enough for me. And through, through family, through friends, like just I'm happy for little outings, little meetups, spending a few years with family. That's all I need as an adult. Whereas when I was younger, it was nothing unusual for us to hang out every day, roommates
Right.
coming out
All day, every day.
Well,
Yeah.
there are peripheral people that are, come and go in my life. Like I was saying that my friend Jane and I have been friends for 38 years. And as she goes through her life, she collects other friends. And so she meets my friends.
Yes,
I
she
meet her
does.
friends. Her friends. Yeah, I know she collects people like anybody. But, so we get to know each other's friends and that expands our friendship circle.
Yeah.
The people, I mean, I'm still socializing, even though I don't go clubbing.
Right.
I'll go out to dinner. I'll go to the movies with somebody. I'll go to the theater with somebody. I'll go to your house and hang out and, just be buds.
Yeah, that's usually like people have people like I'm a recluse, but I'm fine with people coming over. You can come over. You can.
You just got to come to Jeffrey.
Yeah,
That's
you
it.
just have to come. Like my aunt was like, "Oh, the girls don't come," and I'm like, "Bitch, I'm over." So everybody came over last weekend, and
We
it was
saw.
like everybody was crazy because they're like, Jeffrey has socialized with people 3 different times this week. I'm like, yeah, because y'all came to me. I'm fine with it. You
He
want to
doesn't do it.
come here, but I'm not going to get on the golf
I used
cart
to
and go down the road.
I used to love to throw parties. You know that, Jeffrey.
Yeah, me too.
I would throw big shit ass parties, but I'm not gonna do that anymore. The smaller group is.
If I had a place where the kids could go and there was enough people that I liked, where now it's like, well, you know what I mean? That could actually come. Like trying to get everybody together on one night is impossible. Like I threw Brian and Joe when they got married there. I think it was their engagement party or whatever we had at my house, and there were 75 people. I fucking loved it. I mean, I kind of stayed on the outskirt of everybody, but it was I love when the house fills up and it just that's a fun time. But
But Jeffrey, how was that dinner party that you had on Uncensored Reality when you called that girl from All That an Asshole?
Fuck that bitch. She is an asshole. She don't fucking listen. She don't know. Elisa, fuck you. I don't. Return Katrina's laptop. You're not a good friend.
Okay, we're going to talk about the benefits of friendship now. So I've got a little slideshow for us. So the friends come with benefits. So one of those longevity. Those with a core friend group are more likely to outlive those without one by 22%. Interesting. Reduce stress. Spending time with friends can reduce the amount of cortisol in the stress hormone. I don't know about that. Well-being. People with close friends have stronger immune systems and anti-inflammatory responses. Very interesting. So we're going to go into now the science behind making friends. So apparently, according to this study, it takes up to 90 hours to make a friend and 200 hours to make a best friend.
God.
It sounds like we're building them in a lab.
I know, in the lab. And I agree with this next one. Limiting conversations to small talk can actually make people come less close over time. There's nothing I hate more than fucking small talk. Oh my God. I would rather get, I don't know, a root
So you
canal
like
or something.
Steve when I just vent and call people the C word and stuff because it's coming from a genuine place.
Look, I do. I would prefer to like if you're going to be my friend, I would prefer that we're honest with each other and that there's some kind of depth to the friendship than going, oh, Yeah,
Oh.
it's hot. Isn't
Remember
it hot?
that Lisa
I'm
Cox?
hot.
Remember her?
Yeah, I'm hot. All right, and stay focused. And this we've already covered this. Spend time enjoying each other's company, free from distraction. So I would totally agree with that because we just talked about the phone thing. So I have a few tips here about making new friends as an adult. Let's discuss and see if we agree.
Mm-hmm.
So, plan a monthly activity. Monthly activities are great not only for those who feel overbooked, but also for those who are new to an area and want to regularly meet new people. Schedule a recurring time once a month or once a week, Then invite friends, co-workers, and other people you've met. Encourage them to invite their friends as well. This regular event will hold you accountable for making new friends, which is easy to forego as you get busy with work, family, and your other responsibilities. That's a lot of fucking effort.
All right,
That
key
is a
party
lot
at
of
Vera's. Key party
That's a
at
lot of
Vera's.
effort. That's a lot of effort. We already meet up once a week, and that's stressful enough. We got
we
are
could do
special
this all
friends.
in my living room. That would be fine.
We
If you
could.
guys were here, we could
Oh, here we
set
go.
this up, we could run with
Start a new hobby or join a class. One of
Yeah,
the
that
best
ain't
places
happening.
to meet people is somewhere you've already shared interests. Whether you want to learn how to crochet or edit video or are a seasoned runner.
Yeah, Jeff.
Looking
Learn
for
to
jogging
edit,
companions.
bitch.
Extracurricular activities make it easy for you to find new friends. Find a
Let's
hobby you enjoy, like making a podcast. Then check your local area for clubs, lessons, and meetups. As a bonus, try new things that can stimulate creativity and make it easier
Like a
for you to
podcast.
learn future tasks. Jeffrey, this is for you. As you stimulate neurons in your brain, you make more neural pathways that will help you process information faster. A new hobby won't only make it easier for you to find new friends, it will also help you learn new skills.
Let's all crochet.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Maybe that's
struggled
right.
with that because I'm left-handed. It was horrible.
To do
Rebuttal?
this?
Crochet.
Crocheting.
Crochet, Jeffrey.
We've already
Sorry,
had a party.
did you have a rebuttal for that?
No rebuttals. No, I
No,
look,
I was
think it's
talking
good
Jeffrey.
advice. Oh, yeah, Jeffrey, come on.
No, he's just
Bullshit.
smizing. Bullshit.
I just think I think that's for like people that are younger than us that are interested in starting new
No,
things.
this is
I think
for
we're too
adults. This
old.
is adult.
We're too old.
Ask for help or demand it if you're Jeffrey. This step can be intimidating. But put yourself out there and lean on your current connections to help grow your social circle. Post on social media and let people know you're looking for new friends as if you do that. Or mention it
Oh, we
in
know some people
conversation
who
with a
do.
co-worker.
I'm so lonely.
Though it might be nerve-wracking at first, oftentimes you'll find the person you're talking to is in a similar situation and they may have a web of connections
Oh my
they can
God.
introduce you to. This is also a great way for introverts to reach out to their more extroverted counterparts. By letting your extroverted friend know your goals in advance, they can be more mindful at events and parties, helping you with introductions and finding like-minded people. How about you just fucking grow up?
No. We have to do a challenge right now. One of us four has to post that on their Facebook. Be like, I really need new friends. I'm so lonely. I really want one of us to do it. And then
I'm
we
not
can
doing it.
touch back. Oh, I don't want to either. That's why we need to just somehow
You have to
nominate
do it.
someone against the right,
No.
against their will.
No.
Listen,
No.
I did call a friend and say I needed help. That I was having some trouble with my jaw after some dental things and I needed practice sucking dick. So, I mean, it made us closer as friends, because we practiced a lot.
Well, there you go. That's what friends are for. All right, reach out.
Especially when they're hot.
Jeffrey, you were psychic. Reach out to old friends. When you move to a new city or you're looking to broaden your circle, old friends offer a great way to meet people. You can bridge the gap between friendships that may have fizzled out or meet a new circle of friends through them. Take a look at your contact list and reach out to an old friend. Offer to grab a coffee or try a new restaurant. You may find that as you get together, whatever caused you to drift apart has long since changed, and the reconnecting opens up a whole group of mutual friends for you both. Plus, you probably have plenty of shared experience to bond over and use to catch on, especially if you're offering them oral sex.
Orgies are always a good time.
Right? So many new people to meet and so many new
Look,
infections to get.
Next.
Oh my god, this is something I would never do.
Oh
Make
my
a
god, this is
cold call
creepy.
or a text.
Yeah.
A cold call is when you reach out to someone you don't know well through mutual friends or other connections and make efforts to be their friends. If you're nervous about this tactic, start by asking them to get lunch at work or drinks after an event to lower the stakes. For those who are bolder, try directly telling someone you want to be their friend. This is not only flattering, but it will also
Mentally
make
challenged.
them. It's their first few hangout sessions will feel more intentional and focused on getting to know one another. Even if a cold call doesn't make you feel nervous, studies show the more you avoid doing a certain task, the more the anxiety and fear about the behavior magnifies. When you're anxious about doing something, your nervous system is engaged. If you don't engage the system, you won't experience anxiety, which may seem good, but also means you aren't learning to overcome certain fears, like putting yourself out there to meet new friends. Fuck
Listen,
that.
bitch. You cold call me, I'm gonna assume you're a client at fucking ARC, bitch, and I no longer work there. I'm not on the clock.
Oh, so weird. Who would do that? Oh
Take
god,
your
that's
mentally
Hashtag
challenged
loser.
ass home and fucking make sure you empty the thermos with chocolate milk out, okay, bitch? Because
that made my skin crawl a little bit. Could you just imagine?
Actually,
how I
no,
wanna-
this seems
I
like a
wanna be
really
your
sad
friend.
list of
Who
things. Like
wrote
it's like
that
for
list?
people who can't make organic friendships. Like they're
Well,
really
this is-
bad, lonely people.
Here we go. Use social media. Social media is a great way for introverts to find new friends as adults. Join groups, follow local pages, and look out for events and meetups. Oftentimes, the people in these groups are often also looking to make new friends, so you already have a mutual goal in mind. If events and meetups aren't for you, try following online communities in your areas and engaging them first. You'll feel more comfortable getting to know the person online. When you're ready to meet up in person, it'll feel more natural.
Did you get this
Who
list
wrote
off
this?
of iwannakillmyself.com?
This is 2020 list, man. This is what people are going through in real life.
What
To
the
me, it sounds like
fuck?
the hunt. It sounds like the hunting ground for
It sounds
serial
like
killers.
stalkers
Would
are
you like to
alive.
come to my second location?
Yeah,
Sure
right.
that wasn't on an Ashburger's website or something?
Maybe.
Like, I don't
Who
understand.
wrote this?
We're on the last one. We're on the last one.
I call bullshit.
Which I don't mind. I think this one's pretty smart because Vera has already mentioned it. Think beyond your age. When making new friends, it can be easy to fall into the habit of looking for groups of people around your age. But some of the best friendships often emerge from bonding with someone older or younger than you. Cross-generational friendships not only help you have more compassion and empathy for other perspectives, but they also support mental well-being. Older friends can offer advice and perspective that differs from your usual friend group, while younger friends can inspire spontaneity and energy. Next time you join a club or go to a party, make the point to get away from those your own age and chat with someone older or younger than you, which isn't stupid advice.
I
I
always
don't
had
think-
older friends, so
Yeah, I don't think that's ridiculous.
No,
I think that's probably quite.
that
you
one
know.
was fucking tolerable.
That one was tolerable. All right, how about some tips for making new friends? In a new city, from fitness to art, learn a new hobby and join group classes. As an introvert, reconnect with old friends in your city on social media. As a parent, here you go. I don't get what this one means, but it sounds kind of kinky. Plan a recurring adults-only activity and mark it on your calendar. It sounds like those parents are going to have a swingers party.
That's what I was gonna say. Key party at
Woo!
Vera's. Key party at Vera.
Hot dads galore.
It was really weird the one time when the chick showed up with her kid and we're like, it's not that kind of party.
Yeah.
At my house?
The less said about Vera's back porch, the better. Right? Right?
Listen, Vera, like, that's like, I feel like what happens at Vera stays at Vera's. It's kind of like Vegas.
Vera's
My
like
house,
Vegas.
we're gonna tell.
Yeah, poor Luke will never outlive that, will he? You should have gone to
Never on
Vera's.
my
It's not me,
porch.
you're fucked. Because if I think it's funny, I'm gonna razz you about it for the rest of your natural.
No,
fucking life
I
until
wasn't
my
on Vera's
memory
porch. I was on Aunt
No,
Cindy's porch.
That's what I'm saying. If you would have been on Vera's porch, it wouldn't have been an issue.
Yeah,
Vera's
Vera would have kept my secret.
Vera's
Yeah,
don't
I
ask,
would've.
don't tell.
Yeah.
She's got indoor
long
outdoor
as you
rugs.
clean-
I think she would have been pissed.
As long as you clean up after yourself.
Well, he didn't, so there's the problem.
See, that's the
All
problem.
right, and
I
here's
thought
the
this
last
was a
part
nice-
from this
nice
article.
episode.
Ways to grow friendships. Follow up. Set reminders. Check in with your friends on what's happening in their life, which is just,
Are you guys
I don't
all
want
good?
to work at it.
yeah, are you good? Listen closely. Put your phone aside when you're together. Use the time to listen closely and open up, which I agree with. Celebrate with them. Promotion, new house, go to dinner, share it on Instagram, cheer them on, or just get fucking loaded together. That's the way to do it.
That's a good one. Yeah, that'll cement your friendship.
Yeah, I feel like if you just
I love you.
well, look, if you put your phone down, have a few drinks. The truth usually comes out anyway. So that's why alcohol
Yeah, it
is a
could go
great
either
leveler.
way.
Alcohol's a great leveler. It'll either bring you closer or tear you apart. So you gotta drink responsibly. It's like a gun, you know. You gotta have intent. You gotta watch the intention behind the drinks, you know.
I can
But
think
I think-
of some alcohol that may have ripped Luke and a certain person apart because he wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Maybe
Oh, really?
he wasn't. He wasn't ready.
No, he didn't expect for someone to come back at him.
He doesn't expect the other face on the back
My
of Luke's head to turn around.
Favorite thing when Luke's drinking and he's like, "I ain't being rude. I ain't being rude."
I love that you turned weird British Southern. I they rude. That's nice.
I'm not being rude, but
Here it
your
comes.
apple's hairy.
That's like Southern women. If a Southern woman looks at you and
Oh,
says,
bless your heart.
I don't mean to be ugly, but bang the hatches. It's gonna get ugly fast.
dear. Well, look, I think from today's roundtable, we've just learnt that you get pretty set in your ways with friendships, but you do what works for you, and no one can really tell you how to be a friend or how to make a friend because it's such a different experience for everyone. As I said, we spend a lot of time doing this. For those of you that think we just pop on and go, hey, we spend a lot of time doing this. We talk a lot.
Listen,
I talk to you
Yes.
people more than I talk to my friend, like the friends I've known for
Put
years.
in more than
and
90 hours.
I don't
I
think.
talk to
Yeah, we've
people
definitely
more
put in
than
more
I
than
talk to
90
my baby
hours.
sister.
And look, I would consider, as I said, I would consider all you guys my friends, and it came about in the weirdest way, but it's a productive way. We do stuff creatively. Yes, we get stressed, but we have fun. And I think this is probably a really good model for how to create an adult friendship. We don't necessarily love each other all the time either, but you know what? We get on with it, and then you that's what friends do.
We've got plenty of material for when we do the next season of Uncensored Reality. And we will drop season 1 on that DVD Blu-ray, guys, as an extra.
Luke's obsessed. He's obsessed.
We're
with
doing
this.
it.
When
I'm
everything
going to
gets
put together a little
again,
reel.
We're gonna have to meet up somewhere.
But
Oh,
that's
look,
the thing too,
definitely.
during
It's gonna
COVID.
happen.
This was how a good friendship formed during COVID. This is when we brought
Right.
the show back, right? When no one could go anywhere.
Yeah.
So
And the people that watch the show, like I'll say, I'll go, oh, it's so and so radio. Like
Yeah.
it's a very
they are talking about opening the borders. I just thought for
yeah.
you.
I posted it. I can say as soon as I can get that jab, I feel like it might be time to bridge the gap between the US and Australian contingents of UCR and get together and have one big live party. I think that might
yes. Yeah.
that might be the way to do it.
Can we get glow sticks and a black light?
We can get white
Why?
girl wasted on stage. How fun would that be?
Be
I
hilarious.
haven't been white girl wasted in a long time.
And guess what, Aunt Cindy? I'm coming back to your porch.
Literally. Literally. Poor Aunt Cindy. She's never recovered. She never recovered from that.
Aunt Cindy give no craps. She's nah.
Yeah, no.
She never recovered from that
Hot load of hot topics.
Aunt Cindy didn't recover from that. I know you, Aunt Cindy.
I'm just being disgusting. It's all right. Well, guys, thank you for being a friend, and I will see you again.
Thank you
Can we
for
do a Golden
being
Girls
a
moment at the
friend.
end, please?
That's what I was doing.
You lead us in, Vera. Sing
You're
it.
not
We'll
singing though because we have copyright issues.
Nah, we
Alright.
could color it.
Wait,
You know, Luke,
Luke?
you know what? You want Golden Girls? When I first met you, I thought you were a slut that wore too much makeup. I was wrong. You don't wear too much makeup.
Goodbye.